It's literally 4 in the morning. Yeah. What were you doing staying up so late, you may be asking? Well, today I did manage to wake up early. I woke up at 7 and went on a run, did laundry, ate breakfast, started out great, and then I took a nap. Woke up from the nap. I was in a mood. Oh my god, you know what I just realized? I washed my sheets. I didn't put them back. There's nothing worse than doing laundry and having a whole long day, and then you're ready to get to bed and you realize you didn't put the sheets on the bed. Oh my god. Anyway, I did that. And then I was working on the blog post. No, I was trying to work on OverExposed, but like my videos weren't airdropping to my laptop. I was getting frustrated. So then I meal prepped. And then I was trying to work on the blog post. And then I had a big errand to do, so I did that for a couple of hours. And then I was like, let me just like grind a little bit on this blog. As I was one by one individually airdropping the OverExposed videos, I was like, at least I can get that done tomorrow if I just get the work of it, airdropping it to my laptop. So as I was airdropping, I was working on the blog, and then I was really getting into a flow, and it was like midnight. I wasn't tired yet. I was like, let me just keep going. So I kept going, got it done 3 hours later, and it's basically an FAQ of why I decided to leave corporate, and like you can read it. I'm not talking about it anyway. I also went through all my texts and DMs today. Took a lot out of me, but I did it. And then why I'm still awake is because I made a TikTok video for it, promoting it. I made a LinkedIn post for it, scheduled for tomorrow, or later today at 7:45 a.m. Made the Instagram post for it. Prepped the Instagram story. I think that was it. So I had to like Canva, like all the things. Basically the social media marketing hat turned on so that I'll set an alarm for like 8 a.m. and I'll press post, press on the story, check that it went fine on LinkedIn, go back to it. Hoping to wake up around noon because I do have a gig at 4, so I need to leave at 3. And I have a friend staying over tonight, tonight. The place is kind of fun, but I would like to get OverExposed edited and done before I have my gig. And then from there, I have to put out light leaks, and I would like, so that blog post that I put out was technically for February, because I wanted to do one a month. So technically I have one in March, which I already started it. We'll see if I'm still in like the intellectual vibe to put that one out. If not, I may, and that's fine. Maybe I'll just, instead of one a month, maybe it's just put out 12. So I'm not trying to rush to catch up. I just have light leaks, and then I have to get that photo workshop planning done, and then update my website and finish that gear list. So that's kind of pending, and then like some opportunities to apply for. I think like 3. Oh, I found out about one of them. So I applied to the Magnum Spring Fellowship. I didn't get it. I thought I had a great chance at that one, but that's okay. So still waiting on some of the big ones. And honestly, like, I don't feel sad or anything, because the plan B is I just self-fund this project. Plan A of getting funding from one of these things is obviously the most ideal scenario because I don't have the money. So yeah, that's the most ideal thing. So now starting to think through, okay, one of the things to think through in April is like, if we don't get anything, like I gotta get stuff rolling in April, essentially. So we gotta move forward and figure it out. But it'd be nice if something worked out, at least one funding source. The most expensive thing is going to be the lights. I need at least one more light at bare minimum. I have one. Ideally, if I had two, but it'll be figured out. So yeah, I was frustrated earlier today. I think I talked about it yesterday, but my cup is just not filled. It's drained. I've had so many requests to hang out, to get coffee, to call, all these things, which I love to do, and I love to help, and I love to mentor, and I love to be there. I don't have anything to give right now. And how I really, really know that that's true is because I'm so frustrated at everybody for no reason. No one's done anything wrong. And if I was in a better mood and not a drained cup, I would be not feeling this way. So that's how I really know we're drained and at capacity. How to solve that? I've just been like, sorry guys, I'm at capacity. I'm not available till mid-April. Am I making mid-April now too full? Yes. But I'm hoping to manage that a little better at that point. Hoping the cup will be a little fuller at that point. So yeah, I'm a little worried about how affected my sleep schedule is going to be today, considering I have that gig. Thankfully it's a little later in the day, but still, I think I'm still going to make myself wake up like at 9. So 5-6 hours of sleep, which is not ideal, but we'll see. But anyway, that was the day today. Very proud of myself for getting this blog out, for prepping all the marketing and socials, because yes, it required me to stay up, but I prefer that to staying on my phone for like 4 hours doing it live, because then look up on the phone and it's 2 p.m. and that sucks more, I think, personally. So that's just me. We'll see how I feel tomorrow. Today. Yeah, I'm interested to see the reception, if people have thoughts, if, I don't know, I mean, things are mainly for me, but it's one thing that's like, if you make something, you put it out, it's no longer yours. So, we'll see. I am going to wash my dishes, and get my sheets together, and wash my face, and brush my teeth. Oh my gosh, being an adult is never ending. I'll see you tomorrow. I was about to go to bed, and then I remembered. Today's been a great day. I stayed up till 4 in the morning. I know. I finished that blog post, and I created all the social media rollout. I made the LinkedIn post. I haven't posted on LinkedIn in months. LinkedIn post for it, scheduled that. I did the, what else did I do? I made the Instagram story posts, and I did the Instagram carousel, and then I made a TikTok video right after I ended it, or I finished writing, and posted that in real time. And basically, like, it's an FAQ of why I decided to leave my job, and really laying out like what I was thinking, but also like covering what I'm interested in doing, and like, you should go read it. And it's called Girl, You Did What? And yeah, so I had like each slide was a screenshot of a different question, a frequently asked question, and then there was a short answer and a long answer, and I showed just enough of each, and then like a clear, like, you should go read the rest. And the response has been really great. I've had a lot of DMs that I've kind of briefly glanced at. I'll get to probably tomorrow. And I just checked the analytics, and I believe 214 people have hit my site just today alone, which is pretty great. Or 204, I forget. So it's at a 1,500% increase of website traffic. And you can see, because in Squarespace you can look at like where people go to on your site, and so you can definitely see people obviously exploring other parts of the website. And I wish I had updated it before, but alas, because it's not updated. But we'll get to that. That's going to be its own full endeavor that I've resigned myself to probably not going to get to until April, like the first week of April next week, instead of finishing it before March. I think I'm going to leave my hard drive reorganization and website development to the first week of April, because I'll be at home and like can fully dive into that. Because that's going to be a longer endeavor. And then I woke up around 8 to like post everything. Only the LinkedIn was scheduled, but everything else I had to post in real time. And I was drifting in and out of sleep, that I kind of gave up. Woke around 10:30, went on a 6-mile run, did my long run, and it's actually ridiculous seeing how 2 days of getting back running has helped me so much. My emotional regulation is much better. I'm less frustrated with people and with myself, and I've been able to get things done and last longer in the day, and feel like I accomplished way more than I may have otherwise. So I think we found the key, y'all. It's running. It's nice to have a hypothesis proven correctly. We've still got to keep it consistent, but I think that's awesome. And a friend, I did this big favor for a friend, and she sent me $20 to go get lunch. So I got myself a chai latte from my favorite coffee shop. Not my favorite coffee shop, but I don't have a favorite coffee shop, but they just make really good chai lattes in the neighborhood, and it's $7, $8 with tip. Obviously can't afford that, but I was like, I got my $20 that I was given. We're gonna treat ourselves. Did that after my run. My friend visited, so I met her there and brought her over. And then I had a gig. Did that. And yeah. And now I'm back. Tomorrow's rest day for running, so that's nice. And gonna work on the newsletter is the primary thing tomorrow. And respond to DMs and texts and stuff, send out invoices. Yeah, pretty good, really good day, and felt really good to roll everything out. I'm very, very proud of my social media rollout. I think the way that I put it out is why it got a lot of traction. So that's definitely going to be my approach for future blog posts, is how do I make this like one of my friends commented and said, "You never miss." Yeah, I think that was pretty iconic to make an FAQ and use that as a medium to share my plans, my goals, what I'm thinking about in life, what work I want to be doing, all this stuff. So I think that was pretty cool. That was well done. So it's also making me think of how I want to roll out the newsletter, because I rolled out one blog post this big. The newsletter is going to have to be rolled out pretty big. Oh, one thing that something exciting that I ran this idea by my boyfriend, and he was giving me some tips, and I think I'm going to think more on it, but I had done this workshop for some friends called Manifesting and Moving with Intention earlier in the year, actually in December, I believe, and we meet quarterly to check in with each other as a group. So we're going to have our first quarter check-in next weekend. And a lot of them were like, yo, that session was so amazing, it was so impactful. It's basically talking about how I do my goal setting and all this stuff, and you should totally charge and do this. And I'm now getting so many DMs that I kind of see the preview of, ask me questions and advice. And I was like, you know what? I think this is a great opportunity to test out a mentorship-ish model, where I would do the hour session that I did with my friends. So I tested it out with them. That I was just genuine, I just did it because I was like, yo, people in my life, this has been so helpful for me, and I just want to share. There was no ulterior motive of I want to one day, make this a paid thing. That didn't even cross my mind until one of my friends suggested it. But doing the same thing, giving this presentation, maybe keeping it to 15 people virtually, and then once a quarter, we would check in with each other, and then you also get maybe 1 or 2 1-hour sessions with me for personal discussion and goal building and thinking through things. Emphasizing that I'm not an expert, this is just what's worked for me. These are feedback I've got for people. Obviously you can opt in if you want to do it and see if it's worth it for you, and charging $10 for that whole thing and that whole access, and just seeing how that goes. and getting feedback from that, I do think, was I saying this? I think I was either saying this in my voice memo to him or in yesterday's video, but I think if people have been coming to me for 8 years asking for advice and mentorship, not even continuous mentorship, but it's like my advice, like, you know, wanting to pick my brain, I think that speaks to me and what I can offer people. And I love teaching, and I've taught in different scenarios, and I've always gotten positive feedback or constructive feedback. And I think that's something I can offer, and that's something that I can look into. And touching on a topic that I brought up a while ago, we got to be thinking about multiple streams of income here, and what are ways in which I can be strategic about using everything that I have to offer and finding ways that I can weave that into a larger ecosystem. With the goal not being to sell, you know, $50, $100 mentorship one-on-one packages. No, maybe one day that would be the case, but I don't think that's the goal. I think being able to build more evidence of helping people to maybe utilize or uplift or grow into larger abilities to speaking platforms, talking platforms, educational workshops, panels and shit that can be more affordable and accessible to larger groups of people. I'm always thinking about, in order for something to be affordable, there has to be something that funds that. So what are ways that I can do small and big things to make money to allow me to fund for the greater good and larger groups of accessibility experiences? So I think that's something I'm gonna think through and be reasonable about capacity. I'd have to begin it in April. So yeah, I think that's gonna be a great thing. And we'll see how that goes. If I do it, I think I will pursue it, but I feel like there's many things that I said I'd pursue over the course of the last 10 weeks. I kind of forgotten about. I try to have like a notes app filled with like things that I think of and ideas that I have, because I have yet to make my creative submission form yet. So that's kind of where ideas are sitting. So I'm gonna jot that down right now after I finish this. But overall, a really good day, and I'm really proud of myself. And I really, really, really think it's cool that once I started running, like my cup has started to get filled in just 2 days. And things I was putting off and anxieties and stresses and overwhelmingness that I was feeling has subsided a lot, despite the fact that I'm kind of fatigued more than I have been because of just the nature of having stayed up late and how busy today was and yesterday. So I think that's really cool to see what I knew was correct, which was, I told y'all, what was missing with my discipline and taking care of myself was running. And so to have it proven yet again in my life that running holds a significance is kind of cool. It's kind of cool. It's really cool to be able to know yourself enough to be able to pinpoint and know if I fix this thing, things would get better or change for what I'm looking for. Again, it's only been 2 days, but the past 2 days speak for itself. So I'm just saying. So excited to get more consistent with that. I've been making videos that I'm going to post out of order and delayed for safety reasons, of each run that I do to keep myself accountable, because I would like to complete an entire full training plan no matter what the weather is, going and running. That is the discipline that I want to focus on and build. If I can show up for myself in that way, I can show up for myself in the ways that I need to with everything else that I'm doing and building. So I'm going to knock the fuck out, and I cannot wait. See you soon. Oh, hey, yeah. Hey, it's been a while. Oh, fuck. I just realized I still have not posted last week's, and it is Thursday. Okay, listen. All right, if I also turn this camera around and show you the state of this room. Anyway, I don't even remember where I last chatted with y'all. I did the Eid photos. I don't remember when that was. Friday? Oh, that was last week talking about it. I don't remember where we left off and when I last checked in with y'all, because I don't think it was last night and I don't think it was the night before that. Oh no, I did do the night before then, so I think I just missed yesterday. I don't know what I talked about, but hopefully I talked about how, I don't know how much of this I want to share, actually. I had to take different precautions and safety precautions for social media because I was getting an influx of men. I'm talking a lot of followers increased, almost 100. It was almost at 100. So I had to take some safety precautions because I was feeling very uncomfortable. And that's all I'm going to say. But, so it's been a weird week. I've been, yeah, that's it. But I had one friend in town. She left yesterday, and then one friend got in this morning, and is staying tonight. And so I still haven't, if you can't tell from the eye bags, you can't, the light is like blocking it out. If you see those like shadows. I have not recovered from having stayed up till 5 on Monday, till 4 a.m., basically 5 a.m. on Monday to do all that blog stuff, which got really great reception. I don't know if I already talked about this. Sorry if I did. Like, a lot of people visit the site and stuff. Oh yeah, I think I remember talking about the site. But yeah, I have still not recovered because I've had to wake up in the morning to let the friend in, hang out with the friend a little bit, and then I went straight to a gig and then came back, and then yesterday spent time with my friend, and then like had lunch with the friend, and then came back, and then was like really tired, but then I watched it. Oh yeah, I did movie club with the friend. We watched like movies. She's hosting a movie club virtually, so that was fun. And then stayed up unnecessarily, woke up early again this morning, letting my friend, and then we walked for hours, like miles. Came back and I've just been so fatigued, but I have to leave again and have an evening. So I haven't recovered from Monday, so I just like have like headaches constantly. I'm really tired and drained, and I haven't done anything as it relates to work. So I think that's okay, just using that. Like, the big thing was getting that blog out. The next big thing is really getting this newsletter out. So I do, once it hits tomorrow, which is Friday, I ideally would like to be working and finishing this on Friday, tomorrow. Yeah, during the day. So that's the goal, because the weekend's packed, and then we're into next week, and it's only 2 days left in March, and this has to go out before the month ends to be officially like a Q1 newsletter. So that's like everything else on that list feasibly is just not going to happen. So it's just like, just get the newsletter out, and then everything else can kind of be pushed, and we'll work on it when we have our time away from the city. So sorry, just like blinking out a vein on my feet. Yeah, so, not planned, but I think it's like a sign to just like that 2 friends have come and stayed on the couch for a night, like to just relax and rest a little bit, even though I'm tired, so I haven't rested, because I don't want to take a nap during the day, because I have this fear I won't be able to sleep at night if I nap during the day, which historically is what happens. So so today will be a fun little evening. I do have to leave shortly, so I'm gonna clean this room up, and while I eat, get dressed, and then head out. And I just slightly panicked because I realized really what time it is right now. So yeah, haven't gotten much done, haven't done much, and that's okay. I think just like, the idea of being in front of a laptop right now, I'm like, bleh. Because I just don't have the energy to right now. And I also haven't really been reading. So like all these curriculum books, I still have photo books sitting on this table. I haven't touched the herb books yet. Maybe I'll take some with me on my travels. Oh, I should definitely, actually. But yeah, so that's my update. And I'll hopefully remember to chat with you tomorrow and check in with you, Hannah, and I guess everyone else. whatever. Oh, I need to put in the overexposed episode. Okay. Let me go enjoy the rest of my day. Hey, what's up? All right. Giving a quick update. I'm on my way to a birthday. But, super quick update. I haven't really done much. I forgot to give an update yesterday, I think. I think yesterday I just did overexposed, editing, some social media postings, and putting together some portfolio pieces because I have 2 awesome opportunities that are super exciting. But the thing is about photos, like, you can't really, like, guarantee that you have something until you're, like, on set or, like, on the experience, like, until you're there. So it's exciting, but we'll see if it works out. But it's really what I've worked on. I need to lock in because I'm about to enter a dark part of the street, but I'll hopefully have an update for y'all tomorrow. Hello. Yeah, I had that. I was about to say sorry for that super quick check-in. I was like, I'm not sorry. Today was an interesting day. We went hiking, and yeah, that was a frustrating experience. But came back and it was kind of like in a funk. But then had quick context. I hosted a Manifesting and Moving with Intention workshop with some friends and social media mutuals that was private, I think in December of last year, talking about just like how I plan out my years and my 5-year plan and all that stuff. And we decided what if we did quarterly check-ins with the group? So today was the first one, which was the first quarter check-in, so the next one's not for another 3 months. But 3 people showed up, and it was like, I think in the group is like 30, but 3 showed up, which initially was like not disheartening, but I was like, oh, like, you know, y'all wanted this, not me. But it was so fun and cool to hear what people had to say and how helpful the workshop was and how they were inspired by what other people shared and like resources that other people in the call that first time shared. And it was really, really cool, I think, to check in and just to have a group of people who are keeping you accountable and who like have this baseline understanding of a framework that, you know, they decided to subscribe to that I shared, and understanding that that's where we're kind of all coming from. I'm just a huge fan of like having a foundation of something so that then you can work from it. And then like seeing what they've done and like celebrating the wins and encouraging each other to celebrate the wins. That was really awesome. So I'm really glad that they hopped on and that we're doing this, and excited to check in with everybody in 3 months. And yeah, so that was good. That I feel like in a much better mood. And so, yeah, I also spent a lot of money on yesterday, I believe. Yeah, yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I spent a lot of money on skincare and hair care stuff and body care stuff. I have been neglecting it. And I don't really have a solid routine of anything with my hair. It's just been kind of falling apart. And with my skin, I just put on shea butter and like some exfoliant or whatever that I remember and cleanse my face. That's like the baseline. Clearly none of it is working for me right now. And I was like, okay, I really have always wanted to get into a routine, and I've kind of knocked the whole like having a bunch of steps. But it's like, what if we just went to baseline stuff? And tried some new stuff out and actually tried and like take care of ourselves. Do I believe that taking care of yourself and self-care is like in product and material acquisition? No. Do I believe that in my process and effort to save money, I'm not going to spend? And I was just going bare bones. Like I was like, whatever I can afford, whatever I already have, we're just going to keep using. And clearly, again, none of it was really working. But I was like, it's not damaging. So like, I'll keep using it and to spend money. And I was like, I don't want to live like that. I want to like build in like a nice little routine for myself. So I splurged. I splurged. And so, well, you know, hopefully we'll have like my hair won't be falling out in clumps, and I don't look like I'm like pale and ashy and, you know, breaking out all the time, and can find a little like luxury and joy in like doing that. You know, it's like I deserve a little luxury experience in some capacity because I'm not going to get it in something else. And a lot of it is just investing up front and seeing what works. And then you get the inevitable when everything runs out. That's the worst day, when all your stuff runs out. Your shampoo, your conditioner, your toothpaste, your toilet paper, your hair, whatever, and your skincare. And you're like, God, I got to drop $300 now. That's never fun. No, I spent way more than $300. $400. But money was good this month, and so, you know, I was like, it's okay. Let's like spend a little bit. So yeah, so what am I gonna do for the rest of the day? Well, you know, the month ends in 2 days. Rawr, scary. Oh, I need to actually apply to a thing real quick before that closes tonight. Yeah, tonight. So let me do that. Two applications real quick. There are 2 other applications due. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 things due in the next week. So by the time I, you know, wrap this up and y'all see this, those things will have been due. So I need to work on that. Unexpectedly today went super long, so I wasn't able to run some errands. So tomorrow may be an partial errand day. And I still need to make sure I publish that newsletter by Tuesday. So yeah, it's gonna be applying to stuff and at least have to get this newsletter out, and also edit this overexposed thing on time, ideally this time. I don't want to keep delaying it. So a good, you know, I think like a reasonable actually planned month. I let go of like trying to finish everything on my list that I had done. I'm gonna give myself next week as well, so a couple of days of first week of April before I'll like transition everything to next month. I'm gonna count that because I have that time. It's just been a pretty busy past few days, so yeah. So that's where we're at. And I guess I'll have a couple more reflections on how the first quarter went. When I do my quarter reflections, and I'll vocalize what I'm thinking. But yeah, today was a lesson of like trying to be present and grateful, but also acknowledge my frustrations. And you know, I think it's okay to like express that you're frustrated. And I was really working hard to try and enjoy the experience of the earlier part of the day. Yeah, and so, you know, that is what that is, and I'm glad that I had again that call after, and I'm really enjoying this one fantasy book I'm reading. All I want to do is just do that, like read that, but I think I won't. Oh, and I have a friend staying over, so I kind of should wait for her to get back. All I want to do is lay and read this book, but I need to at least apply to 2 of these things. Anyway, okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna get back to it. But yeah, I'll see you next week.